Hello, so today I'm just going to do a stretch for the whole body. So start in your child's pose. So you can either have the knees quite narrow or take the knees a bit wider, bringing the big toes to touch. Take the hips back towards the heels. And if you've got the knees wide, extend the arms out in front. If you've got the knees narrow, you might prefer to take the hands by the sides. And you can use a block or a cushion to place the forehead down if it doesn't quite reach the mat. So taking some breaths in your child's pose. And then walking the hands over to the right. Finding a stretch through the left side of the body. And then walk the hands over to the other side, feeling that stretch through the right side of the body. And then taking the hands back to center, reaching them as far forward as you can. And then start to walk the hands in, bring the knees together, and then come up onto all fours. We'll come into a bit of a rabbit's pose. So sink the hips back and then take the hands to the sides of the legs, releasing the forehead down just in front of the knees. And then hands can come onto the outside edges of the feet, lifting the hips away from the heels. So feeling a bit of a stretch across the back, into the back of the neck. And then releasing all the way back down, slowly lifting the head up. And then taking some shoulder rolls up, back and down a couple of times. And then walk your hands out in front and come down onto the belly. So take the feet about hip distance and then place the hands so you're making a 90-degree angle with the elbows and the shoulders coming into your Sphinx position. And then send the heart forwards. Imagine you're drawing the fingertips towards the back of the mats, opening across the chest. Take the right ear down towards the right shoulder and then bring the chin to the chest. Take the left ear over towards the left shoulder and then bring the head back to center. So taking it back the other way, left ear to left shoulder, chin to the chest, over towards the right shoulder, and then lift the head back to center. Come all the way down, make a pillow with the hands, release the forehead on top, and then bend the knees and just drop the feet from side to side. Release the shins back down, and we'll just take a bit of a shoulder stretch. So extend your left arm out in line with the shoulder, palm facing down. Bring the right hand underneath the right shoulder and then roll over onto the left hip. So stacking the hips, option to place the right leg onto the floor behind the left leg. Adding in a bit of a hip stretch as well. And then release all the way back down, coming back onto your belly. This time bringing the left hand underneath the left shoulder, extending the right arm out to the side, palm facing down, and then rolling over onto that right side. You can always bring the left knee forward or place that left foot onto the mat behind the right leg, working that left knee back, really working into the right shoulder, stretching it out. And then coming back to center, coming all the way back down onto the belly. Take the hands underneath each shoulder, pressing into the hands, lifting up to all fours. And then we'll take some cat-cow stretches. So drop the belly down towards the mat, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. Exhale, rounding out the back. Inhaling, sending the heart forwards. Exhale to round. So extend your right leg back behind you. Just press the heel away, stretching out through the back of the leg. And then lower that right foot down. Reach the right arm forwards, coming into a sort of gate pose. Option to lift the right leg away from the mat, squeezing the glutes. And then place that right hand and the right knee back down to the mat. Take a couple more cat-cow stretches. And then this time extending the left leg back behind you, tucking the toes under, pressing the heel away. And then lower that back heel down, reach the left arm out in front, almost as if the top of the left arm is brushing against the left ear. And then option to lift the left leg away from the mat. So you're extending from the fingertips all the way down to the back toes. And then lower back down, coming back to your all fours position. So tuck the toes under and then start to take the hips up towards the sky into a downward dog. Just shaking out the head, yes and no, pedaling out the feet. And then bring the toes to touch. Keeping the left foot down on the mat, sweep the right leg up to the sky. Rotate that right ankle one way and then the other. And then option to bend at the knee and just drape that right foot over the body. Extend the right leg back behind you and then place the right foot back down on the mat. This time picking up the left foot, extending the left leg up to the sky, rotating the ankle one way and then the other. And then maybe just keeping the leg where it is or bending the knee, draping that left foot over the body. Shoulders are still facing forwards. And then extend that leg, square off the hips and place the foot back down on the mat next to the right foot. Take the feet hip distance and then start to walk the hands back towards the feet, bending the knees, turning the toes out to 10 to 2 and sinking the hips low. So keep the hands out in front, just rounding out the back, releasing the head. Doesn't matter if the heels are down or if the heels are lifted away. And then walk the hands a little bit closer, sending the hips up towards the sky, turning the feet so they're parallel, and then take opposite elbows. Just take a little sway from side to side. And then release the hands, walk the hands out in front, coming back to your downward dog. Step the right foot up towards the right thumb and then drop the back knee down to the mat, coming into a low lunge. So keep the left hand where it is on the mat and sweep the right hand up to the sky, opening across the chest. Option to tuck the back toes under and lift the back knee away. And then place the right hand down on the mat so you're framing the front foot. And then lower the back heel down, coming into a pyramid position. So stretching out the legs. Folding over that front leg. If you've got blocks, you can place hands onto blocks, lifting up a little bit higher. And then coming onto the toes of the back foot, bending the front knee. Take the arms up to the sky for high lunge. Lower the back heel down, open out, finding warrior two. So right knee is bent, relaxing the shoulders, extending the fingertips. And then reverse the front palm, reverse the warrior. Coming back to warrior two, and then straighten that front leg. Spin the right toes 90 degrees, so both toes are parallel, both feet are parallel. And then place the hands down onto the hips. Inhale, send the hips forward, squeeze the glutes, heart towards the sky. And then lifting back up, hinge from the hips, folding forwards. Release the hands down to the mat. So if you can, getting the hands in line with the feet, drawing the crown of the head towards the mat. Don't worry if you need to bend the knees. Weight coming into the front part of the foot. And then come onto your pads of your fingers, spider fingers, lift the chest, coming up to a half lift. Exhale, folding back down. So stretching out the backs of the legs, hamstrings, calves, and then walk your hands all the way over to the left side, framing the left foot, and drop the right knee down to the mat. Untuck the back toes, keep the right hand where it is and sweep the left arm up to the sky. Opening across the chest. And then if you can, tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee away, pressing the back heel towards the back of the mat. And then release the left hand so that you're framing the front foot. Lower the back heel. You might want to just walk the foot in a little bit to shorten the stance. So the right toes are at 45 degrees. Straightening both legs, drawing the left hip back, right hip forwards, finding your pyramid pose. Again, if you've got blocks, place the blocks underneath the hands. And then bending that front knee, coming onto the back toes so the hips are square, and then take the arms up to the sky, high lunge. Lower the back heel down, open out, warrior two with the left knee bent, relaxing the shoulder blades down. Reverse the front palm, reverse the warrior. And then come back to your warrior two. So straighten the front leg, turn the left toes 90 degrees, and then this time take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, reach the arms away, squeezing the glutes as you send the hips forward, maybe finding a little back bend. And then lifting all the way up, hinging from the hips, folding forwards, bringing the arms overhead. Releasing any tension through the neck. Again, bringing the weight forwards into the front part of the foot, bending the knees if you need to. And then release the hands down to the mat. Coming up to spider fingers, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. And then start to heel toe the feet. So taking the feet a little bit closer, toes out to 10 to 2, and then sink the hips down, coming back into that Malasana the Squat position, bringing the hands to the heart center. Release the right hand down to the mat, take the left arm up to the sky. Staying here, or option to wrap that right hand around the right shin, and then take the left hand behind the back, finding the fingers or the wrists, spinning the heart to the sky. And then coming back to center, bringing the hands back to center. Just take a little sideways movement. And then place the left hand down onto the mat. Right arm reaches up to the sky, opening across the chest. Again, you can stay here or maybe find the bind. So wrapping the left hand around the left shin, right arm behind the back, trying to find the right wrist with the left hand, and then opening the chest, taking the gaze up to the sky. And then releasing, coming back to center again. Just take that little movement from side to side, and then take the hands behind, lower the bottom down, and extend the legs out to a straddle. Turning to face the right leg, flexing the right toes, and then folding forwards over that right leg. This feels too much, you can always bend the left knee or bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh, so it's just a half straddle. And then lifting all the way back up, turning to the left leg. So left leg is straight. Again, you might want to just bend the right knee up or take the right foot to the inside of the left leg if that feels more comfortable. Otherwise, turning the torso over the left leg and then folding forwards. Trying to keep the feet active as well. So flexing the feet and then lifting all the way back up, coming to center, and walking the hands out as far as you can out in front. Keep flexing the feet. And then walking the hands back in towards you. Take the hands underneath the thighs, picking up the knees, and then draw the heels towards each other, coming into your butterfly position. So hands onto the calves or the ankles, or interlace them around the feet, lengthen through the spine. Staying here, or option to hinge from the hips, folding forwards. And then lifting all the way back up, releasing the feet, crossing one leg in front of the other. And then take a side stretch over to the right. Place the left hand on top of the right knee. Take the right hand behind. Lengthen as you inhale, twist as you exhale. Gazing over the right shoulder. And then keep the left hand on top of the right knee. Cross the right arm over the left. So the right hand is then on top of the left knee. You might need to draw the knees a little bit closer, which is fine. Just rounding out the back. Chin towards the chest. And then lifting the torso, coming into your eagle arms. So bending the elbows, either joining the backs of the hands together, or maybe you'll be able to join the palms together. Lifting the elbows high. Taking the elbows over to the right. Back to center. Over to the left. Back to center. Releasing the arms. Take the hands behind. Just send the heart forward. And then release the hands back down by the sides. So this time, changing the cross of your leg. So perhaps it's the left leg in front. Left hand comes down to the mat. Right arm reaches up and over. And then place the right hand on top of the left knee. Left hand behind. Lengthen as you inhale, and then start to twist from the belly. Taking the gaze over the left shoulder. So lengthening to inhale. Or inhale to lengthen, exhale to find a bit more of a twist. And then turning back to center, but keeping the right hand on the left knee, crossing the left arm over the top, placing the left hand onto the right knee. Again, you might want to bring the knees a little bit closer, round out the back, chin to chest. And then lifting the torso, keep the arms crossed and then bend at the elbows, finding either the palms or backs of hands, or maybe it's the left thumb and the right little finger just link. Lifting the elbows a little bit higher and then taking the elbows over to the left. Coming back to center, take them over to the right. Coming back to center, unravel the arms, take the hands behind the back, send the heart forwards, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then release the arms, take the arms up to the sky, inhaling at the top, joining the palms together, and then exhaling, bringing the hands back to the heart center. Just closing the eyes or taking the gaze down to the mat, tuning back into your breath. Thanking yourself for working hard, for coming onto your mat, doing this stretch. And then rubbing the palms together, creating a little bit of warmth. Place the palms over the eyes, inhaling, and then exhaling. Release the hands back to the heart center. Thank you very much. So I hope you enjoyed that full body stretch. Again, you can tag it onto other flows or just do as a one-off.